Hola, buenas tardes. Vamos a seguir con este tremendo juegazo. Lo último que habíamos hecho era falsificar las, las firmas para que nos digan dónde está mi pipa. Y quiero hablar un momento con Kim, porque antes, justo de abrir de esto, le he dado aquí y he visto que tenía algo nuevo que decirme. Ahora que hemos examinado la escena, me gustaría saber más sobre la competición de meadas que mencionaste.
What's there to say? It's just stupidity. The cop kind. Our precincts can't decide if Martinez is part of Jamrock or the Industrial Harbor. Yours or mine, as if we somehow own parts of the city. Typical street gang mentality. So we've let the Union make a mockery of law enforcement here. And now it's come to its natural conclusion. Well, sort of. It's less a matter of who gets to police Martinez than who has to. It's an orphan district, in other words. I think the dispatch desk just told both our stations about the hanging. There was quite the brouhaha at the 57th, I can tell you that. Time to settle it, they said. Cop off. But I assure you, I am not their finest or toughest, with 102 cases solved. What I am is least interested in a piecing competition.
So, he volunteered to represent the 57th, but not out of competitiveness. Somewhere in your mind hangs a dark green blackboard. There are two columns. One says, cases solved. The rows are endless. Jean Vicmer, Judith Minot, a special consultant. What was his name? Your brothers have left you.
I have, on a few occasions, when I was young and foolish, smoked hemp.
It's all part of the master plan, you see.
Really? It can't be that.
No puede ser que... Entonces quiere creer lo que acabas de decir.
Are you sure? Who could say it's not true? If you really don't remember, yes, I'm an unrepentant spoilsport. Well, technically, the official record keeper has been known to double-count murder-suicides.
A common accounting gimmick used to inflate precinct stats.
I'm good enough for this case. I'm not here to compete. I came because I had to. Yes, it's a wholly pointless matter. Forget I ever mentioned it.
He's actually glad it's addressed now. Look at you. It's because you're a failure. They sent you to slight Precinct 57. Just think about it for a second. You're a raging alcoholic who showed up
I've considered it. I don't think I can say one way or another. I do think it's somewhat unlikely. I checked the records. This jurisdiction dispute, who polices Martinez, reaches back to the 30s. It's as old as my station. And all this time we can't decide who gets Martinez? I think, yes, both stations would prefer a win. Safe? No. But you're old. You've made it this far. Something has brought you through. We've only just started working together, so I don't know what it is yet. But it's there. So no, I don't think they sent you as a joke. And even if they did, they are in for a surprise.
He's right. There are no airtight theories.
Bien. Me ha halagado. En sobremanera. Ay, no llevo la bolsa de basura. Muy mal.
You take the legal document. The youths.
Una mano siempre de llevar la bolsa de basura.
Waves are beginning to die.
Why does she care about the waves so much?
What is it with waves and fishermen? We need to be out there with them, fishing, making a living. So I asked them to accommodate me. But until that happens, I can try to assist.
Magnesium-based life form.
Magnesium-based life form.
We tell them, hell no. You're about to become a magnesium-based life form. The age
Eso no
of the
existe.
primitive carbon man is done.
Porque ahora mismo tendría 10 de voluntad, no a ver. A cambio de 1 de lógica. Creo que me está bajando esto. Vale. Tengo -1 de lógica, entonces mi lógica está a 4. Vamos a hacer una cosa. Voy a subir 2 niveles de lógica.
Waves are beginning to die down.
Esto es sugestión. Un puntito de sugestión, ¿por qué no? Hemos hecho algún try, ¿no? Aquí. Ya que está la cosa
Waves are
fresca.
beginning to die down.
Hostia, 17.
You think she
Huh?
really needs more of that after a man died at sea? What if I told you it is actually possible to go on a date sober? Before recorded history, men and women were able to do simple, very primitive things together sober. Acknowledge the situation and keep it basic.
I have, and I don't really.
You just want to go for a walk. What kind of a monster doesn't want to go for a walk? Walks are innocent.
Just a walk? I don't know, officer. I would not have taken you for an innocent perambulator. Where would this walk take us, officer?
Nothing creepy, strange, or out there. Keep it airy and simple.
Officer, I thought we had a work of our own in mind. One that results in a solved murder investigation.
Oh no, you come with us. Seriously, you need to understand that nothing is going to happen. We're just
Having the lieutenant along is a fail-safe measure against any possible funny business.
Let's call it a walk. I'll join you if the man is...
I'm really sorry.
I do, yes. Stroll on the beach sounds nice, doesn't it?
She doesn't wait for an answer. You better get ready.
It better get ready. Con Lily en Finisterre. No sé dónde es eso, pero vale. De todas formas ahora no puedo, tengo que ir a por mi pistola, pero era por finiquitar ese tema. Langosta, langosta. Me acabo de acordar de que había que rellenar otra vez esto.
Locusts aren't doing all too well, but this
¿Tenía la tarea de llevar otra vez la langosta? Y no tardes, que no te va a esperar eternamente. Mierda. Habrá que ir a hacer eso. Pero, y de todas formas. La misión no es esa. No es poner. O es solo una, quizá. Puede que sea eso, no que sea solo una. ¿Dónde está? Ah, esto. Ah, vale, que es solo aquella. Vale, solo la de arriba. Pone reabastece la trampa que vaciaste. No sé por qué pone que vaciaste. La vació Kuno. Vuelven hasta aquí estos. Yo creía que ya no estaban.
An old door.
Old door. Es aquí, es aquí.
The woman gazes steadily at the waves. A sudden gust picks up her dark hair and lets it fall again, tousled, wild. She brushes a few stray locks from her eyes, and
From
only
her
then
eyes.
spots you approaching.
Aye, so here you are. Mid-noon and the snow is... Well, it's not really snow, it's slush. At least the drunks and teenagers haven't joined us yet. Know that you're not the first guy to bring a girl to Land's End. This is what the locals call a make-out spot. That is not going to happen here today. I just want to make that clear, Dimples.
Her thoughts are still elsewhere, with distances across the water, and with the water itself. Across the rusty water, that's La Delta, the financial district. In the mist-covered distance, towers rise as a rebuke to the poverty of this coast.
Drinking men aren't known for keeping their appointments. It's no bother. Don't get many excuses to spend time alone. What with my trio of monsters.
She means her kids.
Siento haber dicho que lo siento.
Aye, by the looks of you, you do. Well, we're here now. Here it comes.
So fast as to make it seem like the weather turns at her command.
Me? No, no, no. Just grew up on the sea. No, we knew the weather'd clear up once we got here. Otherwise, it would have been a less pleasant stroll, nay?
You should say something. Anything. Maybe the tequila sunset thing.
It's a common Ravisholian expression. Means drinking yourself to death. So, are you going to keep the name? Well then, Harry.
The sun reflected in the waves and the skyscrapers rising across the bay is mesmerizing. Your mind clears for a moment as your senses take it all in. Not just the glass skyscraper.
Isn't it strange for this all-powerful thing, the sun, to be so generous towards us? You know, the best time to go out fishing is usually towards sunset, when the water is warmer.
The sun also falls on the
Un segundo que
Capeside
acabo de
tenements
recibir.
and war-torn ruins. An old sea fortress juts out, seemingly impervious to the sheen cast over everything else, shaking you out of your reverie.
Un segundo, ¿eh? Ah, vale. Vaya, está, perdona, es que me han mandado una cosa de una entrevista que tengo mañana y han sido como, ¿qué? ¿Qué está pasando? Luego mañana y me la han enviado ahora, digo, no sé si es que a lo mejor he hecho algo mal, pero no. Creo que aquí pone 16:10. 16:10.
The sun does little for the dead, and those hopelessly lost, or people living in desert climates with sparse vegetation and little drinking water. There's salt in the air.
It's bringing us spring, summer. It's entirely on our side, no matter what we do or who we are, for absolutely no reason. It's unlike no other powerful being, certainly no powerful organization or government. How can that be? I guess we wouldn't really be here if that thing wasn't on our team.
Say what? Something
¿Cómo?
interesting? Impossible.
Venga, hombre, tenían 72, cómeme los cojones.
She turns her head, and the plastic fish hook relax. This was still good.
Aye. Brains generally aren't very good, are they? I prefer backs, arms, shoulders, lungs too. You know,
No.
the wind's gonna pick up soon, and I have to go, but... Have this. The sun's good, but it doesn't stick things. I've no use for it anymore. No. Men around here are too drunk to pose a threat to me.
The lieutenant looks at the sword. Do not bring it into a gunfight, he thinks. Please understand, it's merely ceremonial.
Doubt it. But thank you for the company.
This is as far as it goes with her. You'd need to put a year between you and your last drink for anything more.
Farewell.
Y se marchó. A su barco lo llamó Sol. Jamás ver. Solo para impresionarte a ti mismo. Ole. Y faccia lì sordo. 4. A ver qué me da eso. Eso, otro.
An old
Vamos a entregar la carta. Vamos a hablar con Edgar. Otra vez. Vamos a ir a hablar con los de la plaza. Y luego ya... Bueno, ya iremos viendo, vamos. Ya no puede quedar demasiado porque creo que la liada ya sería mañana. Es decir, al día siguiente. Liang.
The dented yellow mailbox greets you with its graffito, and
Other than kicking?
you drop the white about a week's worth of mail as collected in there. They'll empty. Probably did the right thing. You can't trust that slug Everard. You know.
All right, let's go back to Everard. If we don't mention anything to him, he won't know before it's too late.
Ay, no, no. Efrat.
Mr. Dubois, every worker, member of the board. How can I help you today? Mega rich lightbending guy? Oh my god, how did that get in there? Damn it to hell, Harry. I specifically told my guys to check all the containers for mega... Honestly, Harry, we might be moving all kinds of suspicious things through this harbour, but I won't be caught transporting the lightbending mega rich. No, they're not. They're vermin, and one just found a way inside my container. Soon, he'll... I shudder to think what you're going to tell me next,
Not for 1 second did he believe there's an actual mega-rich person somewhere in his container town.
The Golden
Right,
Boy
so-
returns once more. Wonderful. Simply wonderful, Harry. Of course. I already knew this. My friend, the mailman,
My friend.
confirms the letter is on its way. You've done a great thing today. You've given the children of Martinez a real future, Harry, and you're in my inner circle. You too, Mr. Kitsuragi. We can talk about anything. The strike, the murder, your lost gun, nothing is off the table.
See?
A ver si es verdad.
Forging that signature really well done, sire. By guile and deceit, you're in.
Harry, by now you should know I would never do anything tricky like that. However, if the construction noise and limited street access makes some people consider moving, well, let's just say there'll be freshly renovated buildings near the roundabout where those poor people can finally enjoy a significant uptick in quality of life.
He proudly spreads his hands to demonstrate the size of
So the village is doomed.
You were there, you saw the place, a wasteland, there's nothing left. But mark my words, officers, we are going to reset it. Reset! I have big plans for Martinez, and they do not include humans living in those pig sheds on the coast. Harry, imagine a youth centre supermarket church complex, employing hundreds, no, thousands of... Harry, enough is enough. We're taking this district back. The war was 50 years ago, for God's sake. It's time to move on. I accept your...
There is true indignation in his voice when he speaks about the state of things. And then there will be a giant statue of him, towering above it all.
I'm not a symbolist, Harry. I'm a realist. My statue will be Martinez rebuilt. 5-story building complexes.
You would look nice as a statue.
Damn right I'm up to something, Harry. I did not, Harry. Although I am very, very glad he's dead. Why a war, of course.
Why a
And what do you have to gain from a war?
Victory, Mr. Kitsuragi. I have victory to gain. We are going to start a war with the Wild Pines group and win before they even realize there is a war. Harry, we outnumber them 1,500 to 1. And that's just Martinez. With all the unions in Revachol, and with public opinion, the more they send, the worse it's... Harry, there is no strike, only war. Class war. Or, we're not going to give nothing. We're going to take Terminal B away from them. The roads, the gates, the containers, that...
The word fuck rings like a gunshot from his mouth.
So that's why you haven't let Joyce in?
Yes. It's also why I let that midget Gaumont go. He's too nice. I can't put him through this. Plus, he knows how to get in here. That woman can't tell her tits from her arsehole. She has no chance. Because we're friends, Harry. Besides, it doesn't matter now. You can go tell her if you want. It's already happening. 2,372.
2,373 is a sizable contingent, and they're all well motivated. At least the ones you've seen.
Oh, you mean what sort of goods are going to be flowing?
Clients would take a well-known multinational conglomerate over a local mobster.
Sure, some will go, but mark my words. The company will be unpleasantly surprised. With renewed zeal sparked by communal ownership, the men will be shipping those containers double time. You'll be...
That's drugs.
Drug trafficking.
Drug trafficking? Don't be stupid, Mr. Kitsuragi. There are perfectly legal, 100% ethical... All they do is produce components to keep the pharmaceutical industry running. That's people's health we're talking about. Old grannies... The company thinks transporting these chemicals in bulk looks bad. Has bad optics.
In bulk shipping. Large volume column.
We're gonna transport the living daylights out of those materials, Harry. So your sick kid can get his Benefed, and your wacky uncle doesn't have to come off risperidone.
Benefed is a children's cold medicine, usually apricot flavored, and risperidone is used to treat severe psychosis.
And the kids on the street can get speed and pyrrolidone.
I'm an old-fashioned guy, Mr. Kitsuragi. I sometimes grab a beer with the boys, but I have no idea about the things you just... But if I were to supply ingredients for some sort of rainbow party, I would make sure the Union took a fantastic share.
He's basically admitting to it.
Yes, of course.
Nothing in his features betrays...
Anyway, let's not focus on the... Let's look at the big picture. I'm gonna unite them all into one economic body. We're gonna incorporate this place to Kingdom Come. Everyone's gonna be in on the wealth.
Let's keep focusing on the drug trade. He was almost admitting to it.
No, Harry. That's boring. All right, it's gone. The hypothetical boys. Harry felt queasy about it. We're not doing it. Can we talk about my beautiful incorporated Martinez and its many-sided business ventures now? This bold new vision of incorporated socialism I'm offering? Harry, the length you're willing to go to keep your nose clean is remarkable. You will always have a warm bed in Mr. Clare's... We're way past specific... You can bother Leonard with that.
There's something different about him now. He's more vibrant, more alive in his big-time mode.
Harry, I've got to be honest with you. Your gun was found 2 days ago. Withholding this information weighed heavily on me, but it had to be done. An old woman has it, and let me tell you, Harry, word on the street is she's a character.
This must be the woman who bought the gun from Roy. The one he described as...
Yes, the same one. I see you've done your research. The pawn shop made the gun easy to track. Crazy stuff, Harry. Selling your gun like...
Union Boy's gonna help you fix it. He winks at you. Don't worry, Harry.
The neighbors of this old woman contacted my men because they trust me and the Debarders Union. Apparently, she was waving it around at the entrance to her building. As I said, she's a character. I didn't have time for details. It sounds like she...
It sounds like a very disturbed and desperate... We might be looking at someone with a medical history here. Watch out.
Unfortunately, I don't know anymore. You're gonna have to go in blind, Harry. But she's an old lady. How dangerous...
There it is again. The pigs.
I, for one, find it refreshing. Finally, someone calls themselves a pig.
It actually sounds extremely bad, but let's not give him the satisfaction.
I already have. Tonight, starting 10 o'clock, near the old fish market on the coast. The one on the boardwalk, a little past the fishing village.
She will be there from 2200 hours.
More fun stuff.
Great, Harry. This has... I'm always happy, Harry. I've got an old...
This must...
Yes, the same...
Union Boy's gonna...
The neighbors of... I
Muy
already...
bien, que me he equivocado.
More fun stuff.
Very nice.
Wow. So someone's been a little boring. Yes, my standard liege. Someone's seen all sorts of wild ideas pop off and thought, I'll take the boring one. The regular, please. The brown.
You? I wouldn't worry about that.
See? You're so regular and vinyl brown. No need to be defensive. The regularity, the brownness, of course you do. Let's get right to it. My lord's coppo type is regular cop. I'll let everyone know. I'll send out a telefax. Done and done. No actual...
Sin motivación. A ver, termina la de Guillaume de Digimon. Digimon. Perdón. Perdóname, es que estaba ahí.
Hola, Wandering Man.
Ah, nada. Vamos a hablar con los que están aquí abajo. O sea, con el mastodonte este me refiero.
Right to work! Right to work!
Don't think so.
Suddenly, this feels like a really, really bad idea.
Actually, I think we should maybe even get going now.
He clearly does not think poke.
Hell no. I'm just an honest scab. I won't have talk like that.
It just has to be said. That was not a convincing line.
Fucking bug.
I'm going to interpret that as a yes. There's a tribunal, and it won't be long until it's ready.
How about you fuck off now, huh?
Okay, of course.
There could be weapons aiming at us.
Fucking loincloth.
Loincloth? Now you see, the man's breathing steadies, but his eyes are
When a bunch of beats me.
There's something odd. Fine.
Honest, we came.
I have a quick.
You think they follow because I'm big? Honest, we came.
I have a quick.
You think they follow when a bunt beats me?
There's something is sure to. Silences the answer.
We were promised main gates, and I don't mean the scrawny mess. Yeah? Bad. I don't know how the Union has a trained, like
Odd.
It would be.
No!
Do not be fooled by the programming. Guillaume Le Million. Bad news. Guillaume Le Million did not become a cop. In 38, he... Right to work! Right!
Don't think.
Suddenly, this feels like a really, really bad idea. Wordless, he takes the photo and looks at it. Grey eyes dart back, hard as a stone. You see dead flesh in color.
Fucking loincloths. Really did him in. What it means. I can tell you what this one means. Only one. You want... Our colonel is deep in the bush here. Deep in the fucking bush. In Benito, 41.
Benito is one of the inhabited islands of the...
He spent a month behind enemy line.
with some strange emotion. This is about to get really graphic. Last moment.
Our boy. He's only a captain then, but he knows how these men think. If they don't see action soon... At dawn, he comes upon two kids, breeding in the bushes by the river. Or maybe they weren't breeding. Maybe. We shot the boy. He was useless, but the girl, she was nice. A little fat, you know. But she was quite the entertainment. For the week she lasted, expired in the hands of Sarge Mason. The kind of guy who'd make chief there. Shit, God. Mason couldn't let go. Cut the tip. Drowned in a creek a week later. Spirits.
There's a word on the tip of your tongue. Colorless. Odorless. It's...
You bet it was. It's just... No. I was in the domain. In Jamrock. Being fucking mask is getting sweaty.
He's under orders. And orders are orders.
Go ahead. All right, now.
On the photo in your...
Free flow of... Fucking.
I'm going to...
How about you?
Okay,
There could be weapon.
Fucking.
I'm going...
How about you?
okay.
There could be weapon. The man's breath. Guillaume Le Million. Bad news. Guillaume Le...
Lowman. You diamond. Of course, whatever stupid. Is that all you wanted to know, Lowman? And what Sam Jamboree you turn out to...
She's just
You heard that, Lowman?
nothing.
It's because of the pair.
Oh, Lomonot de Transkirmao.
Oh, look.
It is such a pleasure to see you again, officer. How may I head the city?
A man so you...
What?
Huh? Yeah, I would rather...
Tell this lot the skip. He's not.
You're describing prison food, officer.
Every snowflake is like a little gift from the sky.
You felt. She waits.
Come on, it's the type. Or there could. I haven't read. Maybe some about.
Several maps have been attached to a bulletin board hidden inside the alcove. The maps look old and faded. Your eye catches a map of Insulin slowly.
Perhaps not.
Voy a entrar aquí.
Again? I can't believe...
Yes? What is it? That was pretty good, Harry.
Huh, that was... Yeah, that was absolute shit, if you want my... Horrible. Truly horrible. I beg of you, don't...
Jean, he's not right. Don't make it worse and...
She actually did.
Again? I can't believe this shit.
Ah. No voy a repetirla, macho.
I can't believe...
You know
shit.
what it is. It's like the two of you know each other. Just
Oh, I definitely know.
another life.
Yes, from another life. A different life. Maybe the life of a police officer belonging to the... To what station do you think you would belong in this alternate and totally fictional reality? Okay, that's plausible. That's entirely plausible. Now we're really getting somewhere. Somewhere good. Okay. Let's be crazy. Let's say you and I are partners. How's that for a thought experiment? No, because in this...
Come on, stop it.
Oh, no.
This isn't helping.
You're not going to believe this, but... Police officer... Yes, sir. Solving crimes, locking up bad guys, and get this, and not get just some regular boring... Oh, it's you eccentric genius. I mean, with your unorthodox approach to police work, it has to be you. Not even a little bit. It's an urban myth about an officer who is so far undercover he can't remember who he is. As I said, just an urban myth. You are not the son of Lang.
He's trying to protect you from further rough handling. Dished out. Okay, yes, you get the joke.
Neither can I, partner. Neither can I.
It's a mere second. Okay, the man with the sunglasses and his hypothetical Station 41. Weird, right? There's something missing here. Something you can't put our finger on. You know what? Just ask him. I know it sounds crazy. And you... Yes, just cross it off the list.
Again? I can't... I'm going to say no. Just to see what you'll say to that. What you... Okay?
Jean, he said okay. Give it a...
Okay, I was clearly wrong. He is a firefighter, male nurse, animal...
Habla, pero si está claro que... ¿Qué habla? Ay, Dios mío. De verdad. ¿Cómo puedo...? Ah, que ni más, que solo es esto.
Hello?
Oh, hello, sweetie.
Oh, hello, sweetie.
I've got nothing to say.
It's you again. What is it?
What is it?
Oh, so you went and talked to my mommy, and now she...
And what's gonna happen if we don't? You gonna go and tell on us?
Yeah, I heard him. Now, fuck do you think I'm doing? Let me state this very clearly, Capo. Hello, officer. I'm Titus Hardy, and these are my...
Explosive laughter follows. To his men, Titus Hardy is a golden god. They want to laugh at his jokes even before, but having Everard back you up like that did seem to have some effect.
Fuck! I knew that fucking whore couldn't be trusted.
You've hit a nerve. Titus is furious. No, more than that. The loyal Titus feels...
For the record, Titus Hardy did not explicitly specify the victim as a whore.
Oh, shut up and stay out of this, Liz. He raped her.
She's just in denial, asshole. You don't understand the traumatic experience. She's shutting down, and she doesn't fucking trust you.
Yeah, she's crazy, you know. A crazy bitch. You know the type.
This is a diversion. Stay on track.
Lawman, I'm at the end of my goddamn rope with you. I fucking told you not to. And you went and pushed her.
Titus Hardy!
Success. Titus backs off. Fists down.
Everett personally sent me to take care of this. If this goes south, we'll all be in the shit. But
when she's angry, she emphasizes the S. It gives her voice a strangely hypnotic quality. Frankly, it's a bit terrifying. Someone has to rush in to break the tension. The second in...
Look, Copper. We know that that fuck was a rapist and a killer. Show it to him, T. What's the harm, right?
Here, jerkwad. Listen to this shit. And then come back and tell me the soldier of the Apollo.
This is their last play, this tape. Their story is in tatters. A mess. It might be nice to listen to, but at this point...
You don't care about evidence.
Fix, T.
I won't be on your bulletin board.
There's a lot of questions. If you ask them now, they'll just keep bringing up the...
Don't forget your tape, lawman. You do that. Oh, and keep it. Maybe you'll need a... Yeah, by friends.
Wouldn't want to beat up his grandma.
This is what happens if you take the law into your own hands. Other people start...
Let them come. The Hardy Boys...
You heard the man. Right here.
Yeah. A well-oiled murder machine.
The fuck is that supposed to mean?
We're not bees. We're men. We're...
Easy. So are the local gang.
Yeah. Where are they now, huh? Sent back to
These people are trained military professionals. Special forces, as you said. They're not a gang.
No, they're not. They're uncoordinated and drunk. We got weapons of our own. I guess we're gonna see.
That was an unsure phrasing.
Yeah. Like you've been up against ceramic armor. You haven't even seen... Big fucking... What do you mean? Okay. No, they won't. Get out of here with your...
He really doesn't like you ruffling their feathers like that, on what might be the eve of battle.
All he means is that the situation is...
No wonder you cops get shot to shit.
Entiendo que por aquí va, ¿no? El tema de... Podría hablar con esta otra vez, ¿no?
Yes? What is it?
God damn it, you leave her alone. Keep your weird bullshit to yourself and be professional.
Can I actually help you with something?
Yes, of course. Preposterous. I mean, you...
That...
That horrible.
Jean.
She actually did. The portal is just push, command set, and the tape starts spinning.
This isn't Revachol. This is a fucking village. I can almost see the elephants.
The harbor. That's the son of a...
When this shit is done, I'm gonna tear that place up. Soldier of the Apocalypse style. Kill shit. Dogs and chickens too. Gonna run a room, Cordy. A real nice one. I'll fucking do them all in. Rape that disco cunt on the counter. You know, the dance a whore upstairs. Do it Kohoi style. Never did get that taste out of my mouth.
The lieutenant presses the button marked Arrête on your porterion.
End of recording. It seemed authentic enough. Probably recorded off the shortwave, then edited to seem more incriminating. He sounded like he was on patrol around the harbor walls. Yes, it was just locker room talk.
There's more going on here than we...
Corty could be short for Cortenard, one of the other mercenaries, the one he was talking to. Probably the mountain at the harbor gates. Mr. Right to Work. A village on the Samaran Isola, in South Safre. Grad committed war crimes there.
The South Safre conflict.
Who knows? Maybe the tattoos would have an answer.
A symbol of soldier of the...
I think we've got a few more questions for class here, don't you? This seems to contradict her testimony.
Vale. La biblioteca, hostia, que se me olvida eso, ¿eh? Casi se me olvida, tú. O sea, se me había olvidado. Pero que ahora que me he vuelto a acordar, pues vamos a hacerlo. ¡Coño!
Inside, you see a set of steering levers, a radio microphone, a pull-out tool.
This is Precinct 57. How may I assist you? Hold on. I've got Central Jamrock Public...
Yes, this is Central Jamrock Public Library here. How can I help you, officer?
He sounds worried, yet ready to assist. This is how people get...
Billy Majon, you said. Give me a moment, I'll have to... Yes, hello, are you still there? I found Billy Majon's home address.
They're too poor to have a phone line.
Here we go, sir. Rue de Saint-Gislain, 33B, apartment number 20. It's in Martinez.
That's where the smoker on the balcony lives, isn't it?
It says here that they returned their last book just a few days ago, but I wasn't at work that day. Marie? Marie? Do you remember a reader named Billy Majon? They returned a Tybalt book the other day. Yes, it was my colleague Marie. She said that it was Billy's husband who returned the book. He also asked for this new sci-fi release.
Good. You have a name now.
Marie knows Billy. She's been working here longer than me. Sometimes her husband returns some books for her.
And then goes for a little drink later. On the lookout.
Sorry, no. Marie only knows him by sight. Marie? She said it was an older man, and that she's pretty sure he'd had a drink or two the last time. Sorry, Marie wasn't really paying any attention. Happy we could help.
Anything else you need from me? 57.
In the cabin, you...
Está todo de la mano, claramente. Que Kim no esté presente. ¿Pero dónde está el cadáver? ¿Quién más le podría preguntar, tío? Es cierto. Super Estrella 6, Apocalíptico 2, Arrepentido 9, Comunista 14, Fascista 13, Ultraliberal 14, Monolista 12. Estoy a tope de todo, ¿no? O sea, Poli bueno, Poli malo 15, Honor 7, Bajas 3. Ah, no, por aquí, por aquí, por aquí, por aquí.
You're munching as...
Hello again, officer.
Hello again, officer. Acaban esto en su momento. Más rápido.
Good. What? I fear I've told. Is there anything else? Oh. Sounds like he has you running errands, Detective. A well-established dominance. Ah, yes.
With longing.
A youth center with Edgar Clare's staff. Go ahead. Help him. Make it so. I have no power to... I should be. In my youth, I had a brief dalliance here in Mar... He's probably dead by now. Even... I'm glad to see your short-term memory appear. It is. Not overly so. We told her...
Oh no. She's sentimental, all right.
I'm over-radiated, Harry. I do silly things sometimes.
So it was a factor in her coming to Martinez in the...
Do not spend 22 days a year in Pale Transit. Don't waste your 20. Are you satisfied, Detective? Yes.
She is more defensive.
Full of ghosts and... Of course, Detective. Of course. Of course.
Don't tell her you've met Everard right away. There's time.
Ya hemos hablado de eso. Punto. Trying to sneak out.
Give me a moment. The cold never does any good for my bronchi. I'm fine. Fine.
You're still worried. It's very worrying.
Now, what do you want from me, police?
She's the cleaning.
I'm no one. Just an old woman who cleans it. If you can call it living. I have a little room upstairs. It's barely bigger than a closet. But I don't complain.
She hasn't spoken to anyone for a while. Even her sentences feel rusty.
It's about Victor, isn't it? It's always about Victor with her. You'll find the Maisons in apartment 20 upstairs. It's one of those doors on the balcony. Yes, yes. I know who you mean. The scrawny boy who's always smoking like the devil.
Somewhere in the building, a child starts crying. You hear a radio tuned to a talk show and...
What's he in trouble for? Talk?
What was so funny?
He lives upstairs in room 28.
Thank you. We should go check out his apartment on the balcony.
Ask away, police. The hell am I supposed to know? Another nut job. Some lunatic lost his mind.
With how small these rooms are, wouldn't you want to...
People come and go. I don't care.
They probably just moved.
No one lives there. It's been empty for months. Impossible. I would know if someone had moved in there. Maybe it's those countercultural people again. Breaking into a house like it's a public... Great. Young people. They're worse than rats. You know... Oh, that one is a scientist. A future scholar. I think he studies astrology. Something to do with all... The symbol of what now? Never heard of it. I don't want to talk about addicts. All they don't like me.
It was dirtier there. After the janitor's closet. She avoided...
We saw unpaid utility bills.
No one likes them in this building. It's only because of the kids they have. I don't like talking about those people. The artiste? Nothing I can do about her, I'm afraid. She ruins the walls fast. She leaves an old lady to her business. More than I can say for others. Oh, that one is a scientist. A future scholar. I think he studies astrology at the community college. Something to do with all those stars. That's what I said.
The lieutenant shakes his head, as though... Come on, people. She mumbles.
He mumbles. He mumbles.
Regular law official.
Regular law official.
You've done it, Harry. Whatever else you are, you're also boring now. It was not easy. You spent most of...
Límites de aprendizaje aumentan hasta 3. Aprendizaje. Vamos a quitar uno y uno porque sí. Voy a quitarla como un segundo. Era... Agente... Agente de la ley... Perro intimidante. No. No vamos a poner esa. Espérate, vamos a priorizar. A ver, espérate. Que no quiero liarla. Ya la limpieza, vale. Habla con Cash el megamix del artillero. Sobre el megamix del artillero. Ah, vale, sí. Mientras familia, vale, sí. Muy bien. Interrogarse acerca de la víctima. Calma un poco y pregúntale de nuevo. O sea, ya pasó un día, entiendo que ya. Sobre la noche del domingo. Aquí no esté presente. Ah, cuando Kim no esté presente. Vale, lo que voy a hacer es que a las 9, a las 21, será cuando Kim no esté presente, entiendo yo. Vamos a priorizar hacerlo de la principal porque es que si no se me va a liar muchísimo. No tiene tanto rango esto por lo que veo. El pincho ahí no da la vuelta. La última vez que fui a hablar con la de arriba, sin que tuviera Kim, Kim, o sea, ya era muy tarde y no estaba ella tampoco. Un padrastro, tío.
Officer, it's a fine day for questions.
She puts her coffee cup down with a soft ring. As the porcelain, this does not surprise her.
Did he? I never said he was a good man, or that he had good intentions. Only...
She doesn't care. If anything, she sounds amused.
Where did they get this recording exactly?
It's intercepted radio chatter of the deceased, recorded via a de-encryption station. It's authentic enough.
Does he say he's gonna do it Soldier of the Apocalypse style? Yeah. That was practically... Did he say whores a lot? Was he pretty much on the verge of doing it Kohoi style? He wasn't actually there. He didn't do a tour, or at least didn't tell me he did. Would have been overkill anyway. He lived his own little Kohoi. It wasn't his everything. No, I'm pretty sure he did all those things, and then had to internalize them to keep on living, until they just...
She's quite observant about the human character, trained to observe, even.
People who go to university know how to...
There's more to this. She has an index in her head of pathologies and how... You can trust Pillar Bookhead, by the way. As far as I can tell, he's not singing to her tune. The only one besides me.
Running joke. He was like the Seminoles conflict, the Kohoi massacre, and the 36 famine in Ye...
When he said he was done, and done mentally, it didn't sound like a joke. Sounded like a deeply troubled man.
Well, maybe I pieced him back together with my magical personality. We're all scraping up any happiness we can find, officer. Going around with our little scouring sticks. You...
Did he tell you he had actually done any of those things?
No. We were too busy laying waste to our own nervous systems to direct any of the fury outward. He seemed...
There is a small measure of pride in her that she could quell the rage in such a being. What kind of man was he? Before you go, ask for details.
Thank you for clearing that up, miss. Whenever you're ready.
She takes a very small sip of her coffee and smiles.
Like, for example...
Actually, officer, I didn't know his name.
A nickname?
I guess. He came from Lelystad. It's short for that. And it was his army name, apparently.
Lelystad. That's a good start. We have a few questions you can help us with. A few things a field autopsy alone can...
The young woman cranes her neck, trying to catch a glimpse of the page the lieutenant passed to you. The last missing pieces of a puzzle of flesh.
In Oranje, officer. It's,
The Lelystad municipality has few boroughs and even fewer cities. It's made of agricultural plots near the border of...
You were almost right, officer. That means his race was occidental, not mondial. I'll update the form.
Yes. We were...
Did that bring you together?
No. He was too old for that. And from another part of Oranjenrek. I didn't even understand his accent. What brought us together wasn't Oranje. It was bad habits.
No love for Mother Oranje. But wasn't he a soldier? This...
No. He left the National Service after they taught him to do what he did on Seminine. He wasn't the flag-waving kind. He was the making money, killing people. He was by no means a stupid man. A people person. A small platoon leader. Certainly not a patriot. There is nothing on Muindi. The old world is... I love Revachol, though. He was 42.
42? Are you sure? I would have had it.
He had many scars that made him appear older. But no, we even celebrated his birthday, like, some weeks ago.
Looks like you were right, officer.
Points aren't good. Have one, you old dog, before we all die. The young woman looks at you. Then she's clearly sensing.
Blue. Light blue. They were like little blue galaxies, you know? It was, pardon the swearing. I do him an injustice. He wasn't ugly. And he had a beautiful, soft voice. Very surprising, what with all the scarring.
He had a combat wound on his chin and mouth?
Yes. Severe. It made him look like half his face was cracking away in some strange smile.
Ah, yes. His hair, if you can remember?
It was light brown, almost blonde. He darkened it with brilliantine, made it oily. Not nice to stroke. I couldn't convince him to leave it alone. Oily, isn't it? We have that in common now.
She understands what autopsies entail. It doesn't get her off balance.
No. Okay, sure. Here you go. What else are we missing, officer?
Oh.
It's clear she liked it.
Quite a lot, yes. It was a map of his life and the places he visited as a soldier. How? Imagine him lying in bed.
Is this Orani's lit?
Yes. This is the very essence of Orani's lit. A moment's respite. Dark, he's smoking and drinking, of course. And his chest and shoulders and arms are studded with... And the woman goes like, "What was this, baby?" And he says, "That was too hardcore. Don't ask me about that." So she goes, "Okay." And so it goes. Star after star. Port after port. Oh, yeah. No, thank you. I've seen enough of him dead. I can tell you what they meant without...
Go on.
He was a blue-eyed boy with thick arms, from a small town. He was also poor, and the government of Orania needed some people killed. He went to Killer Academy in Vredefort. Then he killed some people in the Seminine Islands. And on other islands, too. All of the islands. It is when you're high. It can be very exciting then. You have the tools to deal with. Why do you ask?
Just have her answer the question. Don't give explanations.
Well, it's wrong. He had too many drinks to down and too many bad things to do.
Everything checks out here. No, it doesn't check out. Can't you? That's a strange thing to suggest. The lady is as fair and just.
Why do you...
Just have her answer the question. Don't give explanations.
I don't think he enjoyed dying, officer.
Everything. No, that's a strange.
Why do you...
Just have her answer.
Wow. A mystic. How intriguing. I have no doubt that maybe you're interpreting them wrong. He enjoyed life, you see. A little too much.
Everything checks out here. No, that's a strange thing to say.
Is the Union communist? They're a couple of shades pinker than... They're not hardcore in that way, is what I'm trying to say. What are we talking about anyway?
You could blame her. A little. It was a pretty straightforward...
Good for you.
What do you think it will tell us?
I don't know how a semen sample works, officers. How many days after intercourse does it have to be?
Is she avoiding anything? Technically not. Come on, man. Listen. You can't trust them. It's just you and me.
All right.
Coolly, gracefully, she pours herself more.
Yes, miss. All right.
Coolly.
Sure. The record. Yeah. All right. Not my favorite How about...
Wait. Stop. That man. bloated beyond all recognition, was 42? Below the damage, the weeks of decomposition, all the swollen indignity of how old are you? That's where this is going. 45,000 liters of raw alcohol has left its disfigurements. You could ask either one of them.
Huh? How old? 58? Actually, make that 54. Alcoholism has severely impacted your appearance, and I was wrong about the age of the deceased.
Wait. This requires scientific measurements. To the laboratorium.
Laboratory. Generador de fechas de nacimiento. Joder. Me cago en la puta. ¿Cómo vamos de puntitos? 4. Cuando Kim no esté, ¿vale? Vale. Vamos a hablar con Titus. Lo que me jode es que no veo que llegue a ningún sitio esto ahora mismo, ¿sabes? O sea, como... ¿Cuánto bostezo, macho? A darle caña a Titus. Por Dios.
It's you again. What is it?
What is it? It's you again. What is it?
And that fucking fucker. You're the worst cops in rep.
That fucker wasn't aimed at you. It was at her.
Locker room talk. What are you, fucking brain dead? I've been to plenty of locker rooms.
Sounds like you wanted it to change her mind about the hanged man. This is definitely...
What did she have to say then? Fine by her? This is what people are supposed to be like? Fucking whoop-de-doo.
Yes. In fact, I think she thought it was a little funny.
Funny? No good.
What a psychopath.
Damn psycho.
Seems like they wanted to give Klausir a second chance to play along. She's...
Right. All fucking righty then. I guess it's...
Please try to control yourself in the presence of visitors, Titus.
This is just perfect. Just fucking perfect.
You don't have to say everything out loud. Just mix and match.
Yeah, they're all queers. Can't bump, hard fist, or anything.
That's all right, Glenn. I just thought I thought anyone would come around.
Yeah, that was fucked up.
You wanted her to see the man for what he was. Now that you know, you might want to lay off this topic, or else you might antagonize him.
I just got too worked up. Big man lost his shit. It's cool now. I already told you. We fucking had.
There's less gusto in his voice now. His men too are growing increasingly...
Come on, Titus. The stakes are too high here. There will be blood on the streets. The tribunal, remember? I know you're tired. Why don't you just...
You know what? I am tired. Next time you see her, tell her Titus said,
Fuck on!
that lying, scamming. We're done. This is over. You understand? Yeah.
On the floor, beer drips out of the can into a small puddle.
What is this quiet funeral shit? All we need is some beers in us.
Why do we make it 40, huh? Why do we make it 100 beers? You're not loud enough.
100 beers? Now we're talking. Hoppity hop over here, cafeteria manager.
Convince Titus he's being manipulated. You should know by now. But you know someone who might. Fat Angus, the powerful guy. Mr. All Muscle. Just remember, it's about more than Glasia. It's about these men and Martinez.
Huh?
He'll get it. Go on.
Got it. Kill you because they don't like you. All because...
Goddamn right. This is Union Town. You work for the company, we will kill you.
Fuck, Dennis. We don't kill you if you work for the company. Half the harbor works for the company.
work for the wrong company, and they execute you.
We didn't light him on fire. No one pissed.
That's it. That's the weak one.
Officer, you will be next if you don't shut up.
He's onto you. He knows what you're trying. Steel yourself. Push on. Just ignore Theo.
We didn't kill him. We didn't even hang him. He was dead when...
Shut up, Angus!
Fatty! Say one more thing to the cops and I'll...
Dennis, stand down, or I'll beat your head in. Theo, take your hand off the belt. This isn't 31. I've got this under control. Angie, where's your goddamn inhaler? You sound like you...
I left it home. I can't get it. I'm too fucked.
Why are you so fucking fat, Angus? Now it's all pointless. Because of you. You wasted my time. I told you, Titus. I told you just give her up.
Lizzie, your help is no longer needed here. Go tell Everard.
Fine. I'll tell him. After a long walk along the coast.
What just happened between these? You're in. He's all yours. Questions. The lieutenant gives a smile only you can see.
Me too.
He nods.
You hang the corpse to cover up the real cause of death.
We're not sure. Probably a bullet. The wound was difficult to see.
The coroner and his assistant are wrapped in blue. Hands covered in blue gloves. Mouths covered by blue masks. Bodies by blue aprons. The coroner wipes his
Eso es lo que no vi.
Scalpel still.
Cuando le metí las manos en la boca.
Get the light. Shine it in his mouth. He tells his assistant.
Because the girls asked us to. They were in some shit.
Girls plural? There's another girl? 2 of them?
Did she kill him?
Cop, I have no idea. The girl says she did.
He doesn't think she did. Or at least he hopes she...
Glacier came down. She seemed really out of it. Drugged up, even more than usual. Bug-eyed and gurning, you know? Not in a fun way. It looked like she'd redosed after something went down. I've seen that look before. She was scared. I knew someone had died. I've done this job for 10 years. I've seen it before. It's the politician in the
Good analogy, boss.
You don't get to talk yet, Shanky. You're still on the bench. You keep taking it easy too, Angus. We went upstairs. Sure as day the Merc was dead. There was a bullet hole through the window. Fucking dirty sheets and bottles everywhere.
He means they'd been fucking?
Tibbs patched the window. And the corpse. We hanged. Nah, he's my brother. He's in the window replacement.
Tibbs. That's short for...
Yeah. Good man.
Bet their father's name, Atticus Hardy. Lucretia Hardy would be their sister. Anyway.
You may have noticed our girl's in some shit of her own. Yeah, she wouldn't. She's fucked if she shows up. They're powerful, connected to the moral intern. She's clearly afraid for her life. Says if she showed up...
That's all he knows. That's all...
And why would you help someone like that? By taking on a murder?
Why would I? I guess we abide all sorts of runaways and losers here. It's a Martinez thing. Not yet. Just some ideas. I'm thinking someone's past caught up with them. Either hers or his.
Hers, you mean?
I mean the people after Klausya. Maybe the shot missed.
I like that. Been thinking the same thing myself.
My dude. One of those mercenary buddies of his could have done it. They got guns. Tell you what I'd do. Check out the coast for vantage points. Maybe consult with a ballistics buddy of mine. That's what I'd do.
He's calm now. Threw all that turmoil away. And these theories, not bad. Don't buy either one, but still. This guy's not as dumb as he looks.
In a manner.
Remember the two girls? He may be talking about the other one.
That's right. It was her idea to hang him. I liked it for political reasons. It sent a good message. Fella, you think too much. He's off all right.
A little too far there, but you're definite.
That woman is just affiliated with the Hardy Boys. You don't know her, anyway. We're Hardy Boys, and that's it. Nope, you're not. You do that. Hey, cop. Klausya, came to Martinez to hide. Many of us did. This is where you wash up when there's nowhere left to go. The Union...
Still, after all this headache...
That's right. If we didn't take care of the people who end up here, this place would just be a...
We'll take that into account.
Vale. Y otra vez para arriba. Pi, 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 pi. Pi, 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 pi. Pi, pi, pi. Estoy por pagar el apartamento otra vez, nada más que para tener acceso al cristal. Bueno, al cristal, al espejo. Se va desenvolviendo el caramelo. Se va catando el caramelo. Ya veremos, 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 ya veremos. Bueno. que alguien desde la otra
It's
sala
always
vea
good
a
to
alguien.
see you.
Something in her demeanor has changed. She's tired.
I understand.
Just like that. No resistance.
I knew there was a chance you'd get them to tell you. It's what you do. For what it's worth, I'm sorry for wasting.
This is good. Clear the air first, between you two. No, it's not good. It's the opposite of that. This will let... Shush. I can't hear what she's...
If you knew we would find out eventually, why did you waste our time?
Because of the Hardys. I couldn't just dispense with them. They were only trying to help me. Out of the shit I'd gotten.
Is she implying the Hardy Boys are the law?
I know that. But the people around here, they don't see it that way. And if I am to stay... You're right. You answer to the coalition government, and by extension, the moral intern.
Briefly glancing over her shoulder to the sea. A grand expanse of water reaches over the bay and the Pearl, the Muindi Isola, the Occident, and then Oranje.
You share a database with them. You send people to their courts. I wish it did, but sadly, no. I have people after me, and they have friends in the moral intern.
What happens if they do?
They will kill me, sir. If you file my name, take me in for questioning, well, then I'm fucked. For nothing. This murder didn't have anything to do.
Fucked. People after her? Moral intern people? Here we go. For once, you seem to have her off guard. Actually, this murder did have a little to do with her.
I did. I also had a side job selling insurance that I was really good at. After that, I sort of, transitioned out of the whole culture scene. It's not nice, but it's not illegal. Not here in
What exactly did...
Industrial espionage. I joined a business collective with the intention of betraying them. I did my job well enough with a bigger company. The kind you really, really don't fuck with. I took their ledgers.
I need the names of the companies involved and who hired you.
The job was Lou's doing County Savings Bank.
But she really destroyed them.
As to who hired me for the job, I don't know. But they're after me too. Along with Lou Scop and their friends in the MI.
Lowe's Cap. These people engineer financial disasters in second world countries. The conglomerate also includes the Bank of Consecration, Airberg, and the popular Papalolo line of dairy products.
Yeah. Papa fucking Lolo wants to kill me. Sure. I'm not a war criminal. But it was bad. People lost their jobs. Good. A lot of people got hurt. But that's just more of my shit you shouldn't have to deal with. You're solving a murder.
That can wait. Look into her eyes.
One of them killed themselves.
She says it quickly, like she said it 100 times, out of guilt.
How do you deal with anything? It's all just... How do you do it? There you have it. The way of the warrior.
The way of the warrior.
We were there. Together. In bed, I mean. Okay. He was in a kneeling position. He had just entered me. I was on my back, looking at him. I heard the window behind me shatter, and I turned to look. There was a hole in the glass. I turned back to him. His eyes were looking through me, and his mouth was open. Dumb. I could see.
Her chest rises and falls with each word. She keeps herself together.
I knew he was dead. Before he fell down.
You were right. He did enjoy the moment of his death.
Yes, but how did you know?
You asked her before if he enjoyed it. She avoided it. How did I not discern it was a lie? You know.
He just had a hunch. Detectives have those.
He was heavy. I pushed him off and he fell to the floor. There. He only had his boots on. I bit the pillow, not to scream, then ran downstairs. I waited for the second shot to come. For me. I thought there would be one.
She's forgotten about her cigarette. The butt has burned right down to her fingernails.
Oh. So am I.
What time was this? When did it happen? It would help us if...
11:30 to 12:15. I don't know the exact time.
It's okay. Were you inebriated?
Not as much as usual. He'd done a line, plus other things. I was drinking.
Wait. Titus said she was gurning her jaw off, much more than usual.
Oh, yeah. I did one of his lines, just to clear my head.
Did you hear or see the shooter in the course of this?
No. Nothing. I was trapped. I was stuck in my room downstairs. I got some clothes on and crawled back up, drew the blinds. Blood. He was still on the floor, slouched. I couldn't be there with him anymore, so I ran down and out of my room, into the hallway, down the stairs.
Run, woman. Run past them and out into the streets where it's dark.
I already ran. I ran from an entire Isola. I can't run any further. Not with these people. Sylvie was tending the bar. A lot of people were there. The Hardys were at the table in front. Ruby was there too. They were having such a good time. I sat down and they all welcomed me. I didn't even have to say anything.
Ruby?
Ruby. You know, the leader.
The leader?
The Hardy Boys. Well, nominally, yes. Ruby's the one they go to when things happen, like things they need taken care of. She's the organizer.
This Ruby, in her phrasing, is entrusted with great power.
Would you say she is the 8th Hardy Boy?
Why not?
Does she also party with Ruby, however?
No.
Still, there is something there. She won't tell you now.
Well, Ruby said let's talk upstairs. I showed her the room. I've known these people since December. They know my situation. But I can't... She said she'd take care of this. It's what she does, you know. Take care of things. I helped her get the body to the bathroom.
To produce lividity, matching a hanging?
Yes.
We completely missed the tampering. Looks like you got there in time. What was this, 20 minutes after death?
Oops.
About 20, yes. Ruby explained it would make the blood... You know what he does. Ruby went outside to talk to Titus and the boys. I was just looking at Lely in the bathroom. I had to put his clothes back on. His armor, too. It took Ruby maybe half an hour to come back with Titus. I'd gotten him ready by then. They carried him out. I knew what they were going to do. Make it look like... Ruby said to wait here. She also said I wouldn't see her for a while. That we should lay low or something. I don't know. I haven't seen her.
We will need to take this question to the Hardy Boys.
Interesting. Why did this Ruby go through so much trouble to hide something someone else did? What are you doing? Coming up with a theory. She said Ruby knew something was wrong before she said anything. How come? It was loud downstairs. She couldn't have heard it. It is ominous. You already coming up with theories that put the blame on someone other than Clausia.
When he was shot? I may have. I don't know. I couldn't... What? Why would I put myself through this? Insanity. Get myself cornered. He wouldn't have died if it weren't for me. I know that.
It could have been a desire murder. Maybe he was a serviceman. He must have had a gun. Somewhere. Now you guys suddenly have theories pouring out, when they're obviously just stabs in the dark.
No. I specifically asked him not to carry firearms when he was with me. He only had his stupid...
She simply shakes her head.
I did not kill him to defend myself from...
True, sire. 'Tis true.
I'm sad to hear that. They must have... Like what? That's the first thing that went through my head. I thought they'd found me. They've killed him to punish so they wouldn't be hurt. I've come to understand, however, this is paranoia. I just don't know. I don't...
We can't go after Loose Cap. Not yet. There are other, saner leads.
I don't ask you to, Lieutenant. If there's one thing I know, it's that because I'm an idiot.
Which is an indicator of truth. Idiot. She's nothing of the sort.
You have to understand, the people around here, no one was making the call, and he...
Her jaw is clenched. Her throat moves. It takes all of...
He kept throwing stones at him for 3 days. I could hear the thud. Thud.
She definitely called the cops. That was task complete. It could not have been a lie. Oh God, that was a lie too. Whom she did. Don't be paranoid, man. It's unbecoming of a police officer. And it makes you sweat.
Last week, Angus and Titus's brother, I think he's called Tibbs.
You should have another look at that window after this. Reconstruct the scene. Yes, you see the glass sparkling out of the corner of your eye. She nods. He's thinking, or should we arrest her? She's a flight risk and she lied to you. No, that won't be necessary. Just leave her alone. She's been through enough. She doesn't need this police. This guy won't budge. You have to wake multi-face. Who? What? Dear God, you've been lied to. She could have killed her lover and lied to everyone. She's not candid at all. She's smoke and mirrors and will-o-wisps. She probably didn't give you her real name either. Why would she? Take it easy. Don't overcompensate with this course correction. Ask questions first. Yes, start at the top. See?
There may be grounds here, at least for...
This bastion of willpower here, his watchmen have been sleeping too. You can be absolutely certain now. A little whimper. The young woman hears you. She's looking around.
I did. What is... There was an older woman on the other end.
That is the emergencies desk. Anyone could know that, sire, by looking around and calling the...
What time did you make the call?
Thursday night. It was late. Sometime...
It checks out.
But I know the time of the call, too. I know I have not been 100% truthful with you, officer.
You sense a little hesitation there. Or maybe, welcome to the wake-up club, brother.
I agree. You wouldn't give us your real name.
Okay. Okay, it's not. You log your work every week. It's all transmitted to Common, sir. I couldn't just beg you not to enter. Like I lied before. Like I did at LCSB. I have to lie all the time. I'm so tired of it. It's Katarzyna Lazie.
It's a grad name. Jimsk, or you. It also makes Klazia almost an alacronym for Katarzyna Alazia.
It was a sentimental thing.
A nickname? Who gave you this nick?
A teenage boy. 1,000,000 years ago. My parents were Zhemsk immigrants, but I'm nationalized Oranese. All I remember is Oranje. Elysium is my father's name.
She nods. Her round eyes meet yours.
I am. They can never take my sound.
Yes, they can, for she nods. Her back.
What?
Her hand trembles. She's only pretending.
But I haven't done anything. Anything illegal.
Failure to aid a police. She purposefully misrepresented information crucial. That's right, gang. Stern and merciless now. Stern and merciless as we reel her in. The lieutenant produces a pair of handcuffs.
Please, no. I think I know who did it. I know who shot Leslie. You know it wasn't me. Why would I do it? I have no motive.
She's silent for a second, as if gearing up for this betrayal is hard for her.
Ruby. She has this thing for me. Ever since I met her and the boys downstairs. Sex. And more. I made the mistake of confiding in her. I told her I was on the run. When I started spending time with Lely, she told me to end it. Said there would be shit if I didn't. It was not a good meeting. We stopped.
I don't understand. What exactly in your relationship made you think she's romantically interested?
She said she's in love with me. She even asked me to run away with her when I told her I'm a fugitive. She started developing...
And you led her on?
A little. I was flattered, you know? But then I had to let her off, and it was not easy. I came to regret being...
Yes, but what was their relationship outside this unequal power dynamic?
We spent a lot of time together, listening to the radio and such. She had...
What was that question about? She's feeding her friend. It also has startlingly little to do with arresting her, you suddenly realize.
This is just an...
I know what it sounds...
This is a familiar theory. You had it too, remember? Could it be that Ruby was covering up after herself? Yet again, you're coming up with this. The worst thing is, it may be true.
She came over one night, and she's a pro. She must be. You said there was a secret route there, right? She could have come up through there, then
slipped back downstairs without anyone noticing. That is...
Interesting theory. Did she know that door exists? Had you been out there with her?
Yes. She's been up here many times.
The peephole.
The peephole. My bed is right next to... She would have seen us.
You mean to suggest she made it?
No. No. Why would she do that to herself?
Don't let your imagination run wild here, sire. Keep it on track. Okay, and arrest the liar. Don't arrest her. Push her a bit more, but then let her off. That Ruby theory was solid. And she's beautiful. Her. Stop letting her distract you.
Still? After all this, sir, please. But I don't deserve to be sent to the moral intern and...
She's gearing up for a last stand. This is it.
I don't know. To spend my days with smoke, and drink and dance, wallowing. You have those station calls, right? Where I have to show up at the station or I'll become a fugitive. You can write me one. You don't have to take me in right now. I promise I won't go out anymore at night. I know you can do that. Just let me come in on my own. in 2 months, or maybe even 1 month. That's...
You do have the form.
That's it. I'm calling it. Kim is beyond... Definitely, sire.
Everything could change. This city.
There is desperation there, in that silence. A corner.
Maybe Ravishol could be free.
I find that hard to believe, miss.
Don't. The world can't.
That's not the answer she was hoping for. Thought that you were some kind of patriot. Or this was her last card. There is nothing more she can say. The final decision is yours. You alone. She looks at you and wait. If you arrest her, Kim will have to transport... Shut up. He's making a decision, and it's his to make.
I won't.
This may have been a grave mistake. Maybe. Maybe not. Mercy.
I promised I will be right here all the time.
She nods, then nervously pulls on her cigarette.
Okay.
She slowly lights another cigarette and steadies her...
Lies?
Yes. She slowly lights another cigarette and steadies her breath. As if... This window is pristine on the inside. The golden light melts away into the blue, glassy darkness of your mind. In it are two neon-lit shapes. A two-hearted spider. Like the witness said, the man is kneeling. The woman is on her back. It's the night of March 4th and a shot has just been fired. The man looks directly at the woman. The shot's possible directions converge in his mouth. From the roof outside, location A prime. The glass fractures around the bullet hole. Shards face inwards like a corona. The man does not know the bullet has entered his brain. The ray cast from the man's mouth unravels into a fan of possible directions, all on the roof at first. The shot could have come from any of them. There could have been. Then the rain and slush and wind washed it away. This was 72%, with a weapon that's good for medium range, like a rifle or sports pistol. This is a good short distance. The lights were on in here. Outside it was dark. It was like shooting fish in an aquarium, a well-lit aquarium. The victim opened his mouth to let point X would contradict the woman's testimony, rendering the entire proposition void. These figures would be wiped out, none that you've found thus far. But that doesn't mean there aren't any. That's a 28%, yes. In this model, the shot could... You would need a map for that. A map of Martinez.
You're thinking, what if the shot didn't come from the roof? There was a map in the bookstore.
Lo que tengo, un segundo. Lo que tengo que apuntar sobre todo es dejar aquí a las 21. Porque así podemos.
Hey, was another thing, yes?
Yes. Vamos a hacerlo de presionar a Titus. Presión.
It's
Press
you
under
again.
pressure.
What is it?
What is it?
Why?
Why?
You're cuckoo, cop. I'm the only man responsible for this unit.
How many times must I tell?
Yeah, fuck off!
Sounds like you want to push this steaming pile of... Ruby's one of us. We're not gonna throw her under...
And fuck you too, moral
Ruby is missing. If you hide from the police in a murder investigation, you become a suspect. You know how it works, guy.
That's nothing. That's just legalese. You don't even have a sound theory. I don't want to be rude, but
I think we'll keep sticking around, Titus.
A sudden flash of lightning in your neocortex. The hostel cafeteria is lit by its airy blaze. Floor plans, bullet trajectory.
Because she was here all night.
He's cobbling together shit so he can put her away. It's Cop 1.
She was here all night? 11:30 to 12:15?
Yeah, with us, drinking, near the stage there.
No. All right. She took a fucking leak, okay? For one moment. Maybe went out too. She has an operation to run from her lorry. We're not getting into what...
That's probably for the best.
And just because she was gone for 5 minutes doesn't mean she magically got to the roof and shot him. I've been through...
All right, we're in. We got Ruby unaccounted for sometime during the window. This was crucial. You got his attention. Now don't ruin it by making weird claims. Remember, you can still mess this up.
Oh. People say
East Delta Pinball Arcade.
Weird? How? You're wearing the pinball maker's coat.
It was run by a fella called Nerflock something, who wore a yellow dust coat like the one you have on right now. Weird guy. Never liked him.
It is a very comfortable coat.
Okay, but how'd you get up? There's no room for a staircase in this building.
The elevator is outside the building. It's an old dumbwaiter used for moving pinball machines up and down from the workshop. Ruby could have gone up, shot him, come down. All...
That's quite the theory. We need to have a look at that secret.
I'm on it, boss. Right when the law clears?
It's a dumbwaiter, not an industrial lift. How about I go instead?
Just now. You got something else to back this route up? Or is that it? Why not? You can't draw maybe from the coast. But like I said, I've been too busy dealing with you. 72%. There's a percentage and all. Where'd you get it from? Your guys in the lab? No, you can't. I know what you did here on the weekend. People talk.
Those numbers were an ass pull, man.
Yeah, and they don't put her on the roof either. It's just mambo jumbo. He hasn't got shit.
Right. What the fuck does that got to do with Ruby?
takes a gruff gesture for you to continue.
Footprints. Recent. Horizontal? I see they taught you well in your RCM school. My old man, a hunter, and a half-blind one at it. Good news is, I'm still listening.
He knows they had to be recent for those lines to still read. This wasn't a failure.
I don't like guessing, Carl.
It opens the steel door in the kitchen, the one that leads upstairs to the...
Quit jumping to conclusions, Theo. You took that key. Did it look like it was recently put?
No, the ribbon was old, faded. It had been there for 20 years at least.
Why? This doesn't make sense. It's damn.
It doesn't fit well, but it fits, and he knows it.
Firmly doesn't go well with coulda, but a route does not put that bullet in his head. A gun does that, and Ruby doesn't carry one.
Phase 2, murder weapon. Get a gun in her hand. If not that, then at least a Just don't contradict yourself. If it doesn't sound like Ruby did it, maybe keep it to yourself.
That looks antique. A Belle McGray.
20, maybe 30.
God damn it. We need to close that dump.
Okay, I see your point. There are guns lying around. Damn it. I thought we'd found all the old spots. Why was that still there?
We just missed one. Ruby doesn't know this place, boss. Just these cops digging up shit.
You lost your gun?
Tell me, did you lose it before the murder?
No, hombre, no.
No, you didn't. And Ruby didn't.
Stop thinking about your lost gun, damn it.
This was merely a thought exercise. He did not lose his gun. Let's move on.
Yes, goddammit.
Just making sure we are on the same page.
Titus doesn't reply. Probably a good sign.
God damn. That's just about your favorite.
You were warned not to bring it up. Your best shot here is to just back out of it.
Okay, cop.
That's all you needed. Doubt.
God damn. That's just about your favorite topic, is
You were warned.
Okay.
That's all you need.
I don't know. Why don't you find your lost gun first?
Easy now, Al. This isn't
Titus, we're not seriously considering it, are we? Ruby wouldn't do this.
Phase 3. Motive. The big one. Get this and they'll give her to you. Remember, don't piss him off. That never works.
And I suppose you have a theory on that.
Think about it. Why go through all that effort? It was her idea, wasn't it? The hanging. You went along, but she suggested it.
She had, like, a fully formed plan and shit. Right when she came back downstairs.
Really, Shanks? Claudia wanted to talk to another girl, that's all. She was just the first one up there. I could have come up with that plan if I'd have been first.
Time for a logics demonstration.
You're on thin ice.
It's a thought exercise, Titus. Think. You kill him. Get up there. Shoot him. Get down.
Alone. I don't drag my men.
If she used us, then that's a serious violation of the Hardy Code, boss.
But she didn't. She would never do that. Why aren't more of you defending her? This is fucking stupid, Titus.
Glenn, I thought the same thing when she skipped town and left us in this shit.
Oh, so he didn't rule her out completely. And she skipped town. This is good.
Yeah. Like what?
The big man falls absolute behind his squinting eyes. Dominoes are falling.
Yeah, but they're both girls.
Girls like girls too, Angus, sometimes. This is one of those times. She liked Glacier.
Fuck you. First he says she's murdered him. Now she's a too. It's a...
Come on, Glenn. She likes Monica's titties more than you do. Everyone knows which way the wind blows.
I did. I knew it. That's why she didn't fuck me at Fatty's birthday party.
She didn't fuck you, 'cause you're 40, and you still live with your mom, Dennis.
Ruby then threatened her and told her to end her relationship with the...
This is some sordid shit. It's also the kind of garbage our Miss Aronier puts out to cover her own ass. That Ruby is queer as cabaret, now that I start thinking about it. I don't know why I didn't see it earlier. And that's okay. Some are queerer than others. You can still be a Hardy. But if you bring your own personal shit...
And then, boss, use us to cover it up?
If it's true. But it's not, right?
There's no fucking leadership challenge. Just when I thought she would take...
Man, now he's just throwing shit against the wall to see what's...
Okay. We ruled out infighting.
There's a bit of truth in there for Titus to react so brashly. He does not like his authority questioned.
Nah, man. That's just Ruby. She's got shit under control.
Plus, man, it's like female intuition, you know. Women talk to women. Which is sort of...
Eugene wants a woman on the team so they can do their job. That must be hard. Half of Martinez is female.
Not so useful.
Fucking hell.
You had expressed...
Whack someone in my...
Silence. He looked the old man in the corner. A very small nod. And this is the only option he...
Yeah, I see it. There's one more thing I've been wondering about. Ever since you asked me where she is. Add it to your list. I don't know where she went. She just got up and left. Got real scared, too. Wouldn't tell me. She was afraid I would tell you. Maybe she was right. By now, I probably would.
She knew there's evidence on her, and she knew we'd find it. This is typical suspect behavior.
Perhaps. Ask her if you find her. It won't be easy, though. She made sure of that. Friday afternoon, when you first arrived, I got word the RC... I told you. You. No, you. As in the cop with the sideburns and the disco clothes.
And a hole in his heart. That first.
Why not? You suck on that gun like someone tore you a brand new asshole. How can I afford it? You know, when I first saw you limp, she said you have a funny taste in clothes, and that you won't stop. Until you have something on her. She said she's heard of you from Jamrock, that you're a human can opener, that you play suspects against each other. Open them up.
Fucking hell. Titus...
Open Angus up like a can? Yes, he did. Now, We can whine about it, whack him, or we can go on.
It's not an actual silence. He nods.
Yeah, there was something else. She wouldn't tell me, though. I could see she wanted to. It was burning on her lips.
Everard's file on you seemed thin on info. She must know from somewhere else. From Jamrock. Something more.
No. Her and Everard. They don't talk. They've never met. They have no... She's not far.
Good fucking luck, man. She knows this place like the back of her hand. You'll never...
Yeah, Al. And we won't either.
She's not really a hardy candidate anymore, is she?
She's not, Glenn. A little.
Where have you looked for her? More
precisely, on the coast, past the waterlogged. She's not here, so I'm thinking she's there. Sure, there's some shithouses there, a cinderblock town. Fisherfolk there refuse to unionize, so that I hear they have a shack where junkies sometimes cry.
We will start there. One more question.
Boyish, hair's red, dyed. She looks like a Lowry man. The what now?
She said she's building a...
What?
We were talking about radio equipment. She said she's doing...
This guy barely understands.
There you have it. Hail something.
It feels like you'll get to know.
It'll have to.
His grip is firm and reassuring, like holding a piece of unpolished granite. Not just granite, tightly packed RCM Sergeant material.
When are you gonna get it through your...
And he still isn't. You think you have a pretty hot suspect right now, don't you? Notice how it came together without casting too much suspicion on Clasia. It was nice and Ruby-centric. Anything strike you a bit off about this mishmash? Absolutely. It could have come from anywhere, but you're suddenly so certain it came from the roof behind the window. No, they didn't. Notice how this hasn't come up at all. Even Hardy and his boys didn't mention it. Neither did you. That's right. Finish thought. Just finish it and conveniently go on. She's watching you leave right now. You know that. Free as a bird on that roof. Like, don't listen to this guy. The theory was solid.
Un momento, ¿yo a dónde iba? Ah, yo iba a la tienda de libros, coño.
Several maps have been attached to the maps.
Map of Martinez.
Always good to be
The worn map features the patchwork grid of the streets of Martinez, with directions to appropriately touristy locations. Year 48 resides. Your finger moves through finally coming to a halt on...
For a more detailed view of the map, go to your journal and select the Map tab.
¿Qué? No entiendo. Yo abro el mapa.
The worn map, your finger finally coming to a halt on the spot where you are.
For a more detailed view of the map, go to your journal
A
and
tu
select the map
diario y
tab.
luego a la pestaña mapa. Diario. Diario se refiere a... ¿Este? ¿El mapa? Ah, para ver esto. Hostia, hubiera estado bien tener esto antes, la verdad. Bueno, pero ya ahora volvemos para allá, ¿no? ¿O qué? No hacemos nada, entiendo yo. Ah, tenemos que hacerlo de la llamada. Para informar.
Inside, you see a set of
Informarnos para que nos
steering
den
levers, a
información.
radio microphone, a pull-out toolbox.
This is Precinct 57. How may I assist you? Yes, it was part of a special order for Corps de Pharmacie. So, it seems the armor went to Seminine. That's where the paper trail ends, though. Even the firm has proven difficult to track. Corps de Pharmacie has been renamed several times over in the years since the armor was in. Yes, that is the most recent name the ACP has been able to connect to the... No, they work with sediment. And somatosensor, it seems. All that...
A suit of armor like this would have been manufactured with a particular person's physique in mind. You should ask for whom this suit was fit.
Yes, but the ACP tends to be reluctant to serve private...
This is a fun challenge for her, an opportunity to contribute beyond doing her job by rote. She'll gladly put...
Glad to help. Call back tomorrow. Hopefully I'll have more for you then. Not yet. 57.
in the cabin.
In the cabin. Siento que ya con el mapa.
The same two. According to your map of the district, this shot could have come from a wide angle of locations. B prime for boardwalk. B 700 meters away. The likeliest of these B 1.2 kilometers away. 1 kilometer away. A point beyond the docks. The shot would have been a small miracle. 5%.
From where, precisely? I see you have given this a lot of thought. Are those the locations you've singled out in addition to the roof? And what is the likelihood, in your opinion, that it came from a further distance? Okay, well, we should see if there is gunshot residue or sniper nests. If it would be the diligent thing to do. Until then, personally, I'm going with the roof version. It fits the hidden path through the whirling. A simple hypothesis.
Realmente... Realmente es difícil pensar que vino desde otro lado, ¿no? El tiro, o sea, es como muy extraño. No sé. Elysium, la isla con indicios del disparo, registra Finisterra en busca de indicios del disparo. Ahora habrá que hacer eso en algún momento entonces. Ahí va. Martínez. Y Martínez. Momentito. Pues aquí, hombre. ¿Qué pasa? Que esos tres lugares no sé exactamente dónde están. O sea... Este marítimo es arriba. La isla, que es la isla. Y Finisterra es arriba a la izquierda. No sé qué es la isla, la verdad. No sé, no sé. Ya son las 9:15.
I see you haven't left our little Martinez yet. Still running around. Like some kind of cross-country law official. Aye. But don't let it grow too much. This is not the place to settle down.
La señora que está aquí.
I'll just keep the Cordeleche in the channel, if that's okay. Aye, ma'am. And it's a jetty, by the way. Of course. Jetty. Hello, detectives. It's good to see you here.
What brings you here, madame?
Nothing, really. I've had my eye on this jetty for weeks now, so I just...
That. And she's also keeping an eye on you.
Spying has such a negative connotation. Then there's the matter of that little scamp in old lady clothes.
What is this? Destruction of property? Hooliganism? Elder abuse?
No need. Lily, how do I like it?
Water drips down eaves of Eternite. The jetty below her feet, the smell of salt and dog shit.
It's pornographically poor. The street has no name. All the men are dead.
Fortunately for you, madame. They are...
All right. Politics. Real men. Real politics. Real thoughts in your head.
Oh, I'm not frightened.
It's early spring. They're in the chill.
Have I told you how they discovered this place? No, they're in Celindian, Isola. Well, your condition has left you no worse off than most of these. I knew you. Remind me to tell you one day.
Do we?
I hear.
This story
La verdad es
she
que no.
will tell only before she leaves Martinez, at the very end of her stay.
Maybe there is something else.
Ah, vale. Pues me voy de aquí entonces. Que le hable.
Way to begin. Oh? Who? Okay. When did this... Oh. I've been out on the sea for most of the past week. The weather's been good for fishing, so... Yes, that's the optimal time. Got to make the most of the calm. I've been sleeping like a... Sorry I couldn't help you out. Maybe I can help you find someone else. Well, how can I assist...
Allá. Pero ¿y la señora mayor? Que la señora mayor casi siempre tiene idea aquí. Señora.
Our tenant, nay, I haven't seen anyone late. This is my little cinder block town. I know what goes.
She's being evasive.
There was a murder in Martinez.
Would you now? I know how this world works, and it doesn't work when people tell on each other. Aye, that you are, Dark Omen. Help yourselves and your organization. Help the storm clouds gather on the horizon. There's not much to tell. People come and go.
I see, ma'am. I hope you don't mind if we look around.
You should look around your shack. Maybe she's rented it out to others too. As you look at the floorboards in this corner, the edge of a floorboard next to it looks scratched. Hollow space underneath the floorboards is dark and damp. Nothing particular catches your eye. Something bad. Someone's knife. You stick your hand in a small cylindrical object. You pull it out. A bullet, a 9mm bullet to be exact. Fit. The floorboard doesn't care. But maybe the washerwoman does. Holding the bullet, you get the feeling this isn't ammunition against you. It's for her.
¿Abuela?
Our tenant, damn that girl.
And without anger, a long and harsh life is...
But it? You didn't put it there, did you? She did.
Gone and hid things in there? She's usually a good tenant, and not a stupid one either. Yes, I let my room to that Ruby girl. As I've done before when she's been in trouble or just looking for solitude. I've made it clear. We welcome all. She came last Friday, left on Monday in a hurry. What has she gotten?
She seems genuinely worried about her previous tenant. She's seen her hiding out.
That's for the police to find out. Right then. Please answer each question to the best of your ability. I'm sure we have a few.
Yes, early with the dogs, around 8 o'clock.
She probably heard the Lieutenant's Kanema drive by, and it woke her up, just like it did.
Yes. That is a downside of having a 130 kilo.
I cleaned it, like I always do. No.
The truth.
She's good company. Knows how to talk to an old woman. At my age, you don't get a lot of quality conversation. So I really appreciate that.
This Ruby is an old lady whisperer. She knows how to work the village elder, unlike you.
Did she talk to you much during her last stay?
No, she was mostly silent this time. She tried not to let it show, but I could tell she hadn't come to fish. Usually she likes to cast a few lines.
She wanted to talk to her, as they usually do, but she was brooding.
How would I know? She's a gruff one, but not violent. She doesn't go around toting a gun.
You could ask her about your hunch, that it was a desperate measure. See if she thinks Ruby fits.
Aye, do tell. Exit from what?
The lieutenant stops writing for a moment.
No, she's a fighter.
She really believes that.
Nothing of the sort. Sure, she was no stranger.
The sun sets for every...
She isn't what you'd call a drunk. Even offered me, not that I know of, though she was into nice music. She once showed me if, although I guess she was pretty handy, I don't know.
It's a peninsula. She might...
You'll never find her, you know. She knows the coast like the back of her hand. You?
I wouldn't worry about that, man. We are persistent.
Are you sure you would rather stay here? Get a nice cozy fire going in the heater? Seems like a better idea to me.
The Feld Electric Mural. You feel like you should go look at it again. Step closer this time.
One thing, officer. If you do find her, please go easy on her.
She really means it.
She's a good girl. Whatever she...
Whatever she do. Vale. Externo. ¿Qué era que había? Ah, el otro de la... Tal vez donde sea que disparase debería ser. Quizás es de aquí, ya que estaban con la música los chavales. Es una posibilidad, ¿no? Aquí ni nada.
An old door, worn by...
From here to the whirling, I can't see how. The church is in the way.
The church is in the way.
Is there something here that would indicate a sniper used this place as a nest for taking the shot? Just some urban detraction?
I don't see it, Lieutenant W. Freitor. I don't see a person take a shot here and hit something there, in the whirling in rags. To warm his hands before pulling the trigger? Perhaps, but anyone could have made this. Truthfully, this seems like a very poor choice. It's not possible to climb that ladder, and even if it were, why? There's no platform up there to aim from. Those? A smoking assailant who favors Tiumutiri to Astra or Joan?
Tiumutiri was a Revacholian colony. Oh, you do? The butts you saw had us there. 1.2 kilometers over the cold water of the bay, through a thick snowstorm melting flake by flake in the... It's glowing in the dark night. The lights are on. Glasia must be in there. Looks like she kept her promise not...
Fuck. Que deberíamos mirar primero eso. O sea, los indicios del disparo antes de ir a por esta señora. Porque si encontramos a esta señora y los indicios del disparo dicen que disparó desde otro sitio, va a ser menos creíble para ella que hayamos descubierto que lo... O sea, que hayamos descubierto que ha sido ella la que lo ha matado. Entonces, claro. Eso.
The traps, the locusts, they're not really going to get the...
Good. Now that's done. Don't answer that. It was a...
He doesn't want to. But if there is one more cryptozoological runaround, he must force the investigation.
Vale, por aquí no parece tampoco que vayamos a encontrar nada. Vale. Creo que le pincho otra vez la recreación esta.
A row of ghostly shades facing a crumbling wall. With another 7 shades, a cold sea...
Vale. Vámonos para otro lado, ya está.
You see, a slogan above the mural, a collapsed roof, Feld Electrical. How? Feld Electrical. There's something in the wind.
In there? She could. Or she could be in the identical room over there, or in that boat shack.
Why single out this one building?
Hacemos una o dos tiradas.
The once bright mural. Suddenly, the ruin in front.
I'll do. She's and anyway, we do it the old-fashioned way, sector by sector. Go over the whole peninsula.
Trying to is the prayer of soul.
Then, if we're desperate, we can look where we can't enter.
Walk the coast.
Ya he cargado otra vez. Ya he cargado 2 veces.
The once bright mural, suddenly. The once bright mural, suddenly.
Venga, va. Guay, chavo. Más 3 de calofrío.
The once bright mural towers above.
Espérate. Vamos a guardar, ¿no? Echarle otro fuerte intento.
The once bright mural. Suddenly, all is quiet.
Ah.
The once bright mural. Even though you're sure you succeeded, all is quiet. There is no cold hand brushing against your forehead, no rustle in the reeds. The wind has died down. The ruin in front.
How do we? I was really hoping she'd be in the village. She's probably north of the village, and this place is a peninsula. We already scanned most of the outdoor areas on our wild cryptid hunt, so we have an understanding of the geography, at least. And then there's the church. We've already searched that and can rule it out. I know it doesn't feel like progress, but exclusion is a step too. Anyway, we do it the old-fashioned way, sector by sector. Go over the whole peninsula, ask the locals, enter the places where we can enter first, like we did in the village.
Vamos a preguntar a la gente de primeras. Entramos donde podamos entrar en la aldea.
Trying to talk to the wind is trying to talk to the city, something you've done before. A prayer of sorts. To Revachol.
Then, if we're desperate, we can look where we can't enter. Bunkers, storm drainage, this place. I'm sure it won't come to that.
Walk the coast, the old boardwalk, the reeds. You can always come back here and talk to the wind again. Look where it already got you.
Oh, voy a guardar y lo voy a hacer otra vez, ¿qué coño?
The once bright mural, tower to breathe. Go.
Va, viento, dímelo. Dímelo.
The once bright mural. Suddenly, there's a sigh, carried on the molecules around you, moving, flowing from high pressure to low pressure. Like that, in through the collapsed roof.
She's down there.
Okay. Why? Good, yes. Cold spells. So basically your hangover is telling you she's down there? Right. How do we get in there? The doors were on the collapsed side of this building. They're gone, basically. Perhaps you can climb them. We are not climbing anything. I'm 43 years old, and I plan to...
Entonces hay que... Madre mía.
An old pipe peeks out from beneath a building like this. Your eyes slowly begin to adjust to the darkness inside. The lieutenant looks over your shoulder. At first, you can't make anything out as your eyes adjust. And nothing.
Given that this isn't a martial arts thriller, it's highly unlikely, and not without risk to our health. However, the pipe suggests there may be an entrance to the basement around...
The lieutenant's face lights up. He doesn't usually notice the...
And it's right here. A maintenance door.
A maintenance door. Ambas cosas para mí son un suplicio, no tengo nada de forma física, así que nos vamos a reír bastante. Pues lo vamos a ir dejando por aquí. Vamos a despedirnos de Kim. Kim Possible.
It's getting cold this late in the night.
Good night, officer.
Adiós. Good night, officer.
A brisk coastal wind still howls against the window of the shack. The room feels muffled, like you pulled your hat over your ears. Outside,
What is this place to you?
westward, across the canal, in a small shack in the fish, far away on the corner of Perdition and Main, a nondescript building, obscured in outside, the howl of the wind has
Revachol, for
De todas formas vamos a vestirnos como estábamos antes. Y vamos a ir dejándolo por aquí. A ver, ropa. Era esto. Esto. Y... Son quitados de forma física. Teníamos... esto. Y esto el resto era lo que teníamos. Casi seguro. Vale, pues nada, aquí nos vamos a despedir, Peñita. Es lo que hay por hoy. Ya mañana seguimos otro ratito. Así que nada, gente, lo dicho. Espero que os haya gustado, que os hayáis entretenido y os pasado un rato agradable. Hasta luego.